The Vorthak armada hung in space like a constellation of death, 37 warships arranged in perfect formation around the outer rim of the Sol system. Admiral Kexthor studied the tactical display with satisfaction, his four eyes gleaming with predatory anticipation. The humans had been warned. 3 standard cycles to surrender their pathetic little world or face annihilation. Admiral, his communications officer hissed through mandibles, clicking nervously. We're receiving a transmission from the human homeworld. Put it through, Kexthor commanded, expecting the usual groveling surrender speech that lesser species always offered when faced with Vorthak might. The hologram flickered to life, revealing a single human, a female with short auburn hair and eyes the color of frozen methane. She wore what appeared to be a pilot's flight suit, completely at odds with the formal diplomatic robes Kexthor had expected. This is Commander Sarah Chen of the Terran Defense Force, she said, her voice carrying none of the trembling fear that should have accompanied such words. I'm here to discuss your unconditional withdrawal from this system. Kexthor's mandibles spread wide in what passed for laughter among his species. Withdrawal? Human, you face the might of the Vorthak hegemony, 37 battle cruisers, each capable of glassing your entire planet. You have no fleet, no defenses. What could you possibly— I don't need a fleet, Chen interrupted, and something in her tone made the bridge fall silent. I just need to know one thing. Are you here to negotiate or are you here to fight? The audacity struck Kexthor like a physical blow. A single human, aboard what his sensors indicated was little more than a modified cargo vessel, dared to speak to him as an equal. There will be no negotiation. Surrender or watch your world burn. Chen's expression didn't change. If anything, she looked almost relieved. That's what I was hoping you'd say. Chen out. The transmission ended, leaving the bridge in stunned silence. Admiral, the sensor operator's voice cracked slightly. The human vessel. It's moving. Kexthor turned to the main display. The single ship, barely larger than a fighter, had begun accelerating toward the fleet's center formation. Its trajectory would bring it directly into the kill zone of 12 heavy cruisers. Suicide run, Kexthor sneered. Typical human irrationality. All ships prepared to— The words died in his throat as the human ship suddenly shifted. Not turned, not maneuvered, shifted as if reality itself had hiccuped. One moment it was there. The next, it occupied a completely different vector, moving at impossible angles that violated every known law of physics. What in the void was that? Kexthor roared. His science officer's voice trembled as she read her instruments. Admiral, the ship just— It moved through 11 dimensions simultaneously. That's impossible. Nothing can— The human ship struck the first battlecruiser like a meteor made of pure malice. The kilometer-long warship simply disappeared. Not destroyed, not vaporized, gone, as if it had never existed at all. All ships open fire, Kexthor screamed. But the human pilot was already gone, appearing instantaneously 3,000 kilometers away, directly behind another cruiser. The second ship met the same fate as the first. What followed could hardly be called a battle. It was a demonstration of impossible physics wielded by an apparently insane human who treated spacetime like a playground. Chen's ship phased through solid matter, existed in multiple locations simultaneously, and struck with the force of collapsed stars. Each impact removed another Vorthak vessel from existence entirely. How? Kexthor whispered, watching his magnificent fleet disappear one ship at a time. How is this possible? His science officer had abandoned her instruments entirely, staring at the display in horror. The humans. They've weaponized consciousness itself. That ship isn't just moving through space, it's rewriting the fundamental nature of reality around it. The pilot isn't just flying, she's thinking the ship into new configurations of existence. 15 ships gone, 20, 25. Admiral, the communications officer shrieked. Incoming transmission from the human! Chen's face appeared again, but now she looked different. Her eyes held depths that seemed to contain galaxies, and when she spoke, her voice carried harmonics that shouldn't have been possible through their communication systems. Still here, Admiral? She asked conversationally, as if she weren't single-handedly dismantling the most powerful fleet in 3 sectors. I thought you might like to know. This is actually considered a light patrol duty for us. We've been wondering when someone would finally test our defensive capabilities. Kexthor found his voice. What are you? Human. Chen replied simply. Though I suppose that doesn't mean what you thought it meant. See, while your species was conquering worlds with conventional physics, we were learning to conquer physics itself. Turns out consciousness and quantum mechanics have a very interesting relationship when you push them hard enough. Another ship vanished. Then another. Every human pilot undergoes consciousness expansion training, Chen continued, as if discussing the weather while reality warped around her ship. We call it riding the probability wave. Most species see the universe as fixed, immutable. We see it as negotiable. 30 ships gone now. Only 7 remained, including Kexthor's flagship. Your move, Admiral, Chen said. Leave now, and I'll let you keep enough ships to limp home and explain to your superiors why humanity isn't quite the easy target you assumed. Stay, and I'll demonstrate what happens when I stop holding back. Kexthor looked at his remaining ships, then at the impossible human craft that hung in space like a predator waiting for its next meal. In all his cycles of conquest, he had never encountered anything that could simply delete matter from existence through will alone. All ships, he commanded, his voice hollow with defeat. Prepare for immediate jump to hyperspace. We're leaving, now. As the broken remnants of his once mighty fleet prepared to flee, Kexthor heard Chen's final transmission, and the casual confidence in her voice would haunt his dreams for the rest of his life. Send our regards to the hegemony. And next time you want to make a show of force, maybe try it on someone who still believes in the limitations of conventional reality. The last thing Kexthor saw before the jump to hyperspace was Sarah Chen's ship performing what his instruments insisted was a cheerful barrel roll through 17 dimensions at once. Back on Earth, Chen set her ship down at the Lunar Defense Station and stretched, yawning. Control, this is Patrol 7. Sector clear. Request permission to grab some coffee before the next shift. Copy that, 7. Good work out there. How many ships? 30, Chen replied, then paused. Actually, 37. I let 7 go home to spread the word. Efficient as always. See you next week, Commander. Chen smiled and headed for the station's mess hall, already looking forward to her weekend plans. It had been a good day to be human,